everybody, I'm Jen Humphreys. I'm back again with a new video. This one is about how to navigate the Your Lifing Planner using the GoodNotes software. So let's quickly get into it and share the screen. There's a lot to go over. So within the actual Your Lifing Planner, there's 400 plus pages. In GoodNotes, it allows you to add whatever you need to, writing, text, pictures, sticky notes. It lets you take a ruler. It lets you change colors. It lets you use the Your Lifing Planner the way you want to. And it's a pretty quick learn with it. It's very user friendly. I find it faster to use copy and paste to sync to or connect it to my calendars just because it's less steps and it's so fast to actually drop in content within the Your Lifing Planner. So we have it open here to the home page. If we go to with a little note from me, there are navigations on the right hand side and linked navigations on the left hand side. I have the contents, thumbnails, bookmarks, and outlines open here to the left. And I access that by the four little squares that are in the upper left corner. So if I turn them off, that makes them disappear. If I've got them here, I can access them as easily as I can do the hyperlinks. If I turn off the editing tools, the tools go away. I can click on these hyperlinks and I can quickly navigate through the document. If I go into the outlines under the four squares, I can quickly navigate through the document. It's really about what is faster for you. So in the first few pages of the planner are the overview of your life, the life section planner. So 6 areas of your life. What does your comfort zone look for you to feel you are living a good, healthy, vital life? Where do you need to be with your mental health, your emotional health, your career health, your physical health, your financial health, and your spiritual health? There's other factors that affect your life, but these 6, they need to work together and work together well so that you can keep an eye on them. And when one slightly falls back, you can look at what habits you have adopted or dropped off on and what to incorporate back in. And if these 6 are in balance, there's a good chance you're feeling relatively good about your life. And that's what we're hoping. We want you to be loving your life. That's the goal of this. So if you're taking the 365-day reset program, you're already working through the thinking process for where your comfort zone looks at. The planner jumps you right to that point. So write down, for me, my mental health, I always look for what triggers me and what coping skills do I have for what triggers me. For my emotional health, I know that I'm emotionally good when I don't overreact, when I don't take things too literally or too sensitively, and I communicate when things hurt my feelings. I'm going to track that in my emotional health because those are when those are aligned with me and how I choose to live my life, that's when I'm happiest and living my best life. My career health, it's going to be different for every single person. As a writer, I want to make sure I'm building a loyal audience. I'm going to absolutely have that as one of the key things in my areas. My financial health, I'm absolutely going to be doing the things that we all probably are thinking at different times, making sure that we're managing debt or being debt free or moving towards being debt free, making sure we're not house poor, making sure that that we have a good, safe shelter over our heads. Depends where we are in life, where your financial health will be a factor and what symbolizes financial health for you. Write those down. You write them in by clicking the top little pencil note and either using a stylus or your finger, however your programs are working and your computers are working, and write them in. Because I'm on the desktop right now, we'll just put in a piece right here, and I'm gonna change the font size because I want it to be easy for me to read in my document on any device. I like 12 point. The whole document, the whole planner's been made to use with 12 point. And I'm going to write down my career health, right? Build a loyal audience. That's a big deal for me as a writer, and that's a big indicator of my success. So if I want to copy this document, or this page or move it, I can add it over into something to focus on for for January, and I can do that, or I can move it back and I can do a copy paste pretty easily on the iPad and the phone. On the desktop, you can see I'm struggling just a pinch with it because I tend to use my iPad and my iPhone with the planner. Um, the videos just didn't want to show up when I used the iPad. So if I select it and I literally copy it with my device and I make sure that my text box is open, I can drop a text box in and I can drop the text in just by how the copy and paste command works on my desktop or whatever device that I'm using. It's that intuitive. Now I'm going to make this just a bit smaller because there's a lot of words in that. And I'm dropping it to 10 points, still readable, and I've got it nicely texted in. Some of the iPads will actually convert your handwriting to it. If I close this off, I can navigate into January. And I know that one of my things that I want to look at is building a loyal audience, right? So if I am looking at how the document is set up for January, I've got a monthly calendar where I can write whatever is coming on in my world. I can I can go into my Google Calendar or my iCalendar. I can copy paste over. I could put it as a side view on the screen and easily copy paste between the two. That's faster than actually linking it. There's three or four steps when you link directly to, and you always have to copy and paste and update within GoodNotes. In Zoom Notes, it syncs automatically. Big learning curve with Zoom Notes, though. So if for example, if I wanted to record, my mom is visiting us right now. If I wanted to record that she's flying home, right? Mom, home, right? And I could take this, I could copy this, and I could make sure that my pencil is off my editing screen. I could go to the day page very quickly. I could go back into editing here onto this document. I can make sure my text box is there and I can copy paste that right in very fast for it. Each of the each of the days have a 365 day reset nudge on it. These are intended to help you think about your life and help you really refine what comfort zone elements, what goals you're making for your life plan. What you write in there on day one in your life plan page is going to be different than what you need by day 365 if you're doing this program well. And well means how it works for you. So, for example, day 8 says what gives you energy. Part of making change, a shift or pivot, is placing yourself and taking breaks. Set yourself up for success by scheduling time to do activities that energize. Well, okay, so some people get energized by taking a good walk. Well, you are absolutely going to think about that and add in your daytime a walk, maybe mid-morning, because that's a time when your energy slops. You might add something at 3 o'clock. You might add a little column here. You definitely want to resize the font sizing for this here. And we might go, that might be at 3 p.m. that we're doing that, right? And you can make these whatever size and whatever color you want, right? I think I have a typo. Oops, let me fix that. Look how easy that is. So I could make these a different tone than the actual text I've got. And I would do that on the edit screen. See, that's the font. I can change the font type, 9 font for that. And I could change the color, and I could go pink, or I could go uh, green. That's actually a nice color and how that works, and it's easy to see, and it kind of works in with the today's agenda. And I can leave these big elements big, or I could make them smaller. So, for example, I could make the default here for 12 point. I could go down to 12 and just have it as a default instead of the GoodNotes piece that always goes at 24. And I would do that by hitting the text twice and going save as default so that every time if I want to do an after dinner walk, I'm going to type that in. I could have copied it, but see, it came back at 12 point. That's how you use this planner. It's pretty cool, eh? So if I turn off the editing part and I go back to January, the month, I've got mom home. And I can look at the rest of my month planner. I can see that there are things, the six elements of our life: career health, financial health, spiritual health, physical health, mental health, emotional health. I can record those top levels, or I can record just what I'm working on for that month. That's why those habit spots are to be able to reallocate where you want to start working on areas. If you try to do everything all at once, it's a fast track to overwhelm. So you pick the most important thing and you move forward with that and you get confident in it. And when you change one thing in your life, other great things start happening. I like to have an ideal agenda. I like to know what I'm going to do at a certain block of time in the morning. I want to know what kind of work I'm going to do in the afternoon. And I want to know the kind of work I'm doing in the evening. For me, there's certain expenses that come up every year. We're in control of our own water and the export of that water. So we need to make sure that we do well testing at a certain time each year. Sometimes if the water or the ocean's doing some stuff that hopefully it never does, we might do 2 times a year where we do water testing. And that's the thing about the environment. You're always changing and you need to have that reminder. So I put those kinds of things right into our big expenses sheet, plus our regular expenses. So I don't lose track of things. And it doesn't need to be multiple pages. It just needs to be what it needs to be for me. There's a spot for birth dates and anniversaries, key goals that you want to do, and a lot of space for tasks to do. Now, the cool thing about GoodNotes is that you can go to this lasso part in the editing tool, and you can, let's see if it'll let me in this mode. I'm going to click the lasso. I'm going to use a selection key. I'm going to see if it will let me. Yeah, so it'll let me do that, and I can copy it, and I can click where I want it to be, and I can put it anywhere I need it to be, right? So that's a really nice way to navigate. Now, also in each block, you've got a sleep diary. And when I say block, I mean the monthly time. So we're looking in January. So you'd use whatever wearable device you may have, or whatever your watch does for you, or if you're doing it manually, you're going to track certain parts of this. This is a pretty clinical sleep tracker. Your professional and you might need every part of this tracked. You might not. You might only need certain elements. Use what you need and make notes for whatever you need to talk about with your doctors and your care team because they're your experts. Now, the weekly planners are in and they're labeled week 1 and week 2 and week 3 right up to week 52. On each page, you've got the weekly planner. You've got a spot for your theme word. Day 1 in the 365-day research suggests you use a theme word rather than resolutions because it'll carry you through for the year and be less judgy. I'm going to use that word, judgy. And there's a spot for you to record your priorities. There's a blank spot to record notes or post a picture. Whatever stimulates and works for you. I invite you to do that. These are areas that you can put what you're tracking, just like in the annual tracking parts, and it gives you 7 spots to check on if you do it each day. And there's a big block here that allows you to do meal planning and exercise planning, or you could take this title part out and make it whatever you need it to be. If you need to organize your kids' programming or sports or a team activity or rental units, you could use that section for that if that's the best way to use, or you can add a page, or you can email me and say, I really need a page to manage this kind of thing, and I can include that into our updates. Happy to do that kind of thing. So if I turn off the pen note again, I can go to May and I can see each each component of the month is there. There's the organizer, there's the day timer, there's the weekly notes. Within each weekly note, you've got it's Monday, May the 5th, right? And it's day 125. So I can click that and get to my day page as well and read that. So you can get to your day pages by um, the monthly view. And if I close that, I can hyperlink quickly back to there, to the monthly view just by doing this. Or you can use the navigations on the side. So you can use the navigations on the side when you're out of edit mode. So we go back. So you've got quick access at the bottom of the screen to the plans. You've got quick access on the left of the screen to the different trackers. You've got access to one of the sleep trackers, and you can change how these work. You've got access to your healthy eating plan and your professional development plan and your mental health plan and your spiritual plan and your exercise plans just by clicking on the navigations. And that is how you navigate your lifing planner. So again, please use the Your Lifing Planner in good health. And I hope you enjoy it. Please send me your feedback. Have a great day.